Did you see that? In Baltimore, an 18-year-old named Curtis Deal, arrested 3 times since the first of the year on drug and weapons charges. Nevertheless, Judge Nicole Taylor allowed Mr. Deal to avoid jail, even though the prosecution told her he was dangerous. 1 day later, Deal shot dead by police.
Dramatic video caught by a body camera worn by a Baltimore City police officer. Still pictures show the suspect emerges from an alley with the gun in his hand, his finger on the trigger. He points it at the officer. A loaded 9mm handgun, police say. Then the decision, seemingly within only 3 seconds, Officer Kincaid fires his weapon, shot Deal 3 times, killing him.
Here now to explain further, Fox News anchor Martha McCallum. He's here at 7 p.m. right before the factor. So this is a heroin dealer, this kid?
Heroin dealer, large-scale drug deals. He had been arrested, as you said, 3 times since January of 2017, in just the past few months. So they brought him in on that 3rd charge, and she let him go. This Judge Nicole Miller, she said essentially that she believed, Nicole Taylor, excuse me, she said that she wanted him to go back to school. She said that she felt he was a basketball player. He wanted to join the Army. The safest thing for this young man and for the community around him was for him to stay in that jail. He'd be alive today if she had put him in jail, most likely, and an officer could very easily have been killed in this moment. I mean, he turns and points that gun back, and when you get the screenshot, it's very clear.
We want to make it clear there's been no demonstrations or anything that's criticizing the police here. It's pretty clear that the body cam on the officer shows what happened. But here's the deal. If you are a judge, sitting criminal judge, and you have a guy come in 3 times in 30 days, all right, on guns and heroin charges, and you let him go the 3rd time, you should not be sitting on any bench anywhere. This is happening all over the country.
And she's a former public defender, and you know she clearly had sympathy
and public
for him.
defenders defend poor people.
But I think your point is exactly right. He was also safer if she had put him in jail.
Right.
I mean, he needed to be in jail, this young man, and now he is dead. And a police officer could have very easily lost his life that night as well.
As a point made, but it's so outrageous that we are living in a time. You know, everybody's screaming about gun control. I mean, this guy had a gun, and she lets him out. If you have a gun, you shouldn't be out anywhere. Okay. Now, there was an ad that caught our eye, made by a veterans organization, an anti-Trump ad. Go.
President Trump, I hear you watch the morning shows. Here's what I do every morning. Look, you lost the popular vote. You're having trouble drawing a crowd, and your approval rating keeps sinking. But kicking thousands of my fellow veterans off their health insurance by killing the Affordable Care Act and banning Muslims won't help. That's not the America I sacrificed for. You want to be a legitimate president, sir? Then act like one.
Okay, so that's put out by a far-left organization.
VoteVets.org, it's called.
Yeah, nobody knows what that is. They just see a guy who lost his leg in the service of his country complaining about the president. So what's the background of this organization?
So it's a progressive group that supports veterans. They've also done a lot for gay rights issues, labor issues. In this instance, I mean, it's a pretty powerful ad, and they placed it on SNL. They placed it on Morning Joe. They placed it in places that they feel President Trump is watching to make their point, and they're talking out against what they see as cutting benefits, health care benefits. If Obamacare goes, they believe that certain
but it's a purely political play.
No, I mean, they're clear. The guy who runs it
that exploits
very much against Donald Trump and has spoken out against him many times.
Because you could get just as many wounded veterans to say good things.
And we've seen that throughout the course of the campaign.
It's America, and you can do it, but I don't think it's very dignified to do. Now, we told the audience we're going to find out who is behind this grab your wallet deal that has organized the Nordstrom's attacks and get the Trump products out. So tell us who's doing this.
So her name is Shannon Coulter. She's 45 years old. She's a marketing executive in San Francisco. And this is what she does all day. She's given over all of her client business for someone else to take care of because she is so obsessed with the grab your wallet movement. So the screen that you just saw is a list of companies who not only sell sell Trump products, but who have any affiliation with Trump products. Even Amazon is on that list because there are Trump products that you can find on Amazon.
Sure.
And she's encouraging people to boycott.
So this is a San Francisco woman who is a successful business person who now runs this Grab Your
whole
Wallet.
life now.
And she wants to intimidate companies that sell any Trump products. That's what she does full time. Again, perfect right to do it. Is it really nice to do? Is that the American way? I don't think so.
Here's the other thing. It's probably not effective. I mean, there's no indication that these
booted
products...
Ivanka.
Nordstrom's booted Ivanka, but there's no, because it's not a public company, you can't really see the bottom line that clearly.
Right.
But studies show that the Trump brand went up about 35% after he was elected. Business Insider did a study and looked at that.
Yeah, but they're afraid.
I also think people burn out on these things. I mean, they like to buy the stuff they like to buy, and they tend to go back to it after a momentary boycott, but we'll see.
Martha McCallum, everybody. Fact and tip of the day. Do you drink too much water? The tip, moments away.
45 years.
Fact and tip of the day, drinking water mania. In a moment, but first the mail. Ryan Harris, San Jose, Costa Rica. Mark Cuban was good at telling us how nothing will work under President Trump. Perhaps he can then tell us how President Obama's great policies led to Trump in the White House. Little irony from Costa Rica there. Tom Gibson, Wabasha, Minnesota. Hey, Bill, why have a successful guy like Mark Cuban on? If you're not going to let him elaborate on his points, you might have learned something. It's a debate program, Tom. Both sides did speak. Peter Gilman, Melbourne, Australia. O'Reilly, you and the Fox News team are enraged at the media attacks on Donald Trump. Have you forgotten how you smeared President Obama for 8 years? Impossible to forget because it didn't happen, Peter. Not here. We reported accurately on the Obama administration. Period. Grant Maxwell, British Columbia, Canada. Mr. O, while your analysis of General Flynn was fair, it ignored the elephant in the room. It's not speculation to state that Russia was going to burn Trump. Of course it's speculation, Grant. The elephant even knows that. When facts emerge about Russia and what they did or did not do, we'll report and assess them. Diane Jocelyn, Augusta, Maine. O'Reilly, your talking points, Mr. Mark. The real story is the Obama people breaking laws. Please forward the facts on that, Diane. We'll be happy to discuss them. Thomas Straka, Pendleton, South Carolina. O'Reilly, your tip of the day was unkind to zombies. Saying they don't work is untrue. The federal agencies are full of them. Skander Helm, Los Angeles. O'Reilly, that was a clever piece of satire on The Walking Dead. Your own program is an endless parade of zombies marching in lockstep to Republican talking points. Sure it is. Beth Garvey, Destin, Florida. Bill, loved your take on The Walking Dead. Thank you for the levity. Well, you're welcome, Beth. William Gibson, Denver, Pennsylvania. As I listened to the young Yale student talk about the worthiness of the Black Panthers, I became sad. Yale and other Ivy League schools used to represent the best of America. Now they have become propaganda centers. Ron Unger, Newcastle, Washington. Bill, I learned so much. Reading Killing the Rising Sun, people need to know just how much the world suffered and will suffer again when evil nations become too powerful. Well said, Ron. Very happy birthday to Elsie Manley in West Virginia, 100 years old. Finally tonight, fact or tip of the day, drinking bottled water. For some, it's an obsession. True story. I'm at Mass on Sunday. A woman comes in carrying a giant bottle of water. Not holy water, Poland Spring or something. Puts it right on the pew. So this lady cannot go 45 minutes without slugging down. Drinking water is a good thing. Carrying water wherever you go is dopey. Unless you're auditioning for Lawrence of Arabia, you don't need constant watering. However, whoever thought that hydrating thing up is a marketing genius. Now here's the tip. Drink when you're thirsty. And water is the best quencher. But ease up on carrying the bottle around. And that is it for us tonight. Please check out the Fox News Factor website, which is different from BillO'Reilly.com. Also, I'd like you to spout out about the factor from anywhere in the world. O'Reilly at FoxNews.com. O'Reilly at FoxNews.com. Name and town if you wish to opine. Word of the day, do not be Saturday 9. When writing to the factor. Now tomorrow we're taking a look at the TV ratings in late night and morning compared to 5 years ago. It's amazing what's happening in this country. that a lot of people are not watching late night or morning TV anymore. I want to find out why, dragging in Bernie Goldberg. It'll be an interesting segment. Again, thanks for watching us tonight. I'm Bill O'Reilly. Please always remember that the spin stops here. Yes, we are definitely looking out for you.